There everybody, Gainer here and welcome to my Switchheads extra review of Janitor Bleeds on PC. But before we get into this rather different arcade playing horror game, subscribe to the channel for more extra videos and weekly reviews and sales videos. Now let's play. Engage. A little disclaimer. I've not played PC games in a while, and when the dev reached out to me to do a review of their game, I was not sure my gaming laptop would even run it. But I said I'd try, and after all, they were nice enough to send me and supply a Steam code. As you can see, it's a little bit sketchy here and there, but it works, and it's definitely playable. I turned a few settings down as well to help my PC out a little, even though it seemed to be coping on medium settings. So Janitor Bleeds. Well, at first I thought it was going to be a standard walking sim, trudging around different locations looking for clues and running into monsters. And to be honest, it kind of felt that way at the start. You even get a torch early on. Ooh. But as I progressed, all did not seem as normal as first thought. After the first little intro part and kind of wandering around for a little bit, you suddenly enter the sewer pipes and emerging to what seems to be a rundown arcade, and even once inside, marvelling over the various arcades, I started to have a good feeling about this place. The controls are mostly easy. Okay, so it's been a while since I've played a PC game, but as you can see, not much has really changed in this respect for this sort of game. So yeah, you got the strife and all that lot, back forward, then you can go down, crawl on the floor, and then you can also run. Whee, running. Then you got a flashlight in this case as well. The mouse roller ball kind of like splits through all your keys and everything. And then obviously if you go over to things like this, you can pick up items with the E button, as you clearly saw there. And then you come to this. Dun dun dun. Actually, I actually like putting coins in here because it's very satisfactory, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah, that's pretty neat. And pretty soon after restoring the power, you get an eerie feeling something is not right. Collecting coins is definitely a must to survive in this game, as well as keeping an eye on your own back. Eventually though, after wandering around this creepy ass arcade, you will eventually, get to a arcade machine you're able to interact with. And at this point you will probably get a feeling of nostalgia, and then realise you have to feed it with those coins you have collected. But once inside, as in playing the actual arcade game, things start to change somewhat. And I'm going to try and stay spoiler free, even though I have the feeling there will be walkthroughs of this game out on day one. But what's the point in paying money for a game and then watching a walkthrough? Maybe, if you're stuck somewhere, but that's the only reason. Anyway, that arcade game is called Janitor, and you are tasked to sweep up messes while keeping away from some sort of glitch, and also collecting items like keys that then open doorways, but can neatly, and I mean neatly, I quite like this feature, be passed to the real world to open coloured doors there. This was a really cool idea, and kind of surprised me when it happened. The game itself definitely had a spooky feeling to it, and had a few scary moments. In fact, when you're actually in the arcade game, you can still see the normal world. And yes, there was even some spooky shit going on that made you shiver whilst playing it. During the game, and when you get kicked out of the game for various reasons, you get to go to other locations and explore a little within the arcade, working out puzzles as well as a little of what's going on. And by this I mean watching your back for anything out of the ordinary. Okay, so getting into the actual arcade game, press of F to actually get into it. And then the actual controls more or less control the same way as when you're normally walking around. And then, yeah, left mouse button to actually clean up. So, yeah, this is kind of interesting. It looks basic, but it's kind of like a puzzle within itself. So it's not exactly how it seems, if that kind of makes sense. And you'll be wandering around trying to avoid nasties and all, clearing up messes until you've actually reached the, well, get keys. Like, oh, shit, no, bugger. But you get the gist of what happens here, don't you? So, yeah, and then scary shit happens like this. Oh, what is that? Oh, what is this? Maybe I should just go and hide somewhere. Yeah, let's hide and then pretend that I didn't make that mistake. Oh, crap. Okay, looks like I'm safe. Okay, so that's the arcade and how that works, kind of. So, is it scary? Well, it's kind of suspenseful and does have a few jump scares here and there. But it's that change of pace between the real world and the arcade game that seems to pop up in different locations that really make the game stand out. Visually, however, it looked good even on my older laptop with just a few frame rate drops, but it did not ruin the game for me, and it also felt like it actually nailed that PS1 feel. I also liked the entity. It was pretty cool kind of looking. Audio wise, I have to say it held a decent creepy vibe to it. The coins entering the slot of the machine really took me back to when I was younger in the arcades. The good. Very atmospheric. I like the fact that they've added new features to this. They've nailed the visuals and audio, and I like the change in pace of the styles of gameplay. The bad. Did not really scare too much. There was a little bit too much of wandering around doing not really much. It's been a while since I've played this sort of horror game, and even longer since I played a game on my PC. I'm glad to say I enjoyed both experiences and will definitely be doing it again more. Janitor Bleeds is a well-made game that holds true to what it sets out to do. A great idea with only a few negatives, and that's why I'll be giving it a 3+ out of 5. A above average first person survival horror game that had a really neat twist to it. And before I get to my PC alternative, why not take this opportunity to subscribe to my channel for more reviews and sales videos, and even more so if you enjoyed this PC review and want more just like this. Dropping me a like also helps small channels like mine grow, and I'm thankful for all of them I get. And so that alternative for today is going to be Exit From. Basically, you wake up from the noise of thunderstorms. No one there. You are trying to get out and realise that after all, you are not alone. Can you exit from? ? And so, what are your thoughts on Janitor Bleeds? And do you have a better alternative? Leave a comment and I do try to answer them all. If you wish to continue the conversation, however, then you're more than welcome to join the community Discord. Because life is better when we switch together.